Hi, welcome to this Key Stage 3 Maths revision video looking at fully worked examples of typical problems at Key Stage 3. This time, we are looking at solving some equations. I am Mr. Lindsay, your maths tutor at mathstutor.uk.com. Here we are given an equation. There's your equation. We know it's an equation because we've got something on the left-hand side, an equal sign in the middle, and something on the right-hand side. And we're asked to solve for x. But what does that mean, solve for x? It means that we need to use some algebraic skills, the skills which we're going to go through and practice in this video, to turn the original equation into this. X equals some number. I mean, it might be 6, or it might be 3, or it might be minus 5 over 2. At this stage, we simply do not know, which is why we're using a letter to represent that number, x. X is just shorthand for a number we do not know. So let's take a look at our original equation. What we've got is we've got 4 times 3x plus 2 equals 6 times x minus 1. Now, if we're going to get x on its own, we're going to have to remove those brackets. And that is going to be the first of the algebraic skills that we're going to go through. So we're going to make a note of these on the right-hand side. And the first of them is remove the brackets. So to remove the brackets, we have to expand out that expression. So 4 brackets 3x plus 2 close brackets means multiply everything inside the brackets by 4. So let's do just that. 4 times 3x is 12x. And I'm going to put a go-to sign here to show that this is my next step. 12x. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 8, and that equals, and let's expand the bracket on the right-hand side. So in the same way, 6 brackets x minus 1, close brackets, is multiply everything within the brackets, that's x minus 1, and multiply it by 6. So 6 times x is 6x. 6 times minus 1 is minus 6. So that's our first step. We have removed the brackets. Now, to get a single x on its own, we have to get the x's together. And that's called collecting like terms. So we can get the x's together on the left-hand side, and we can get the numbers together on the right-hand side, because that's going to move us closer towards the situation where we have x equals something. So that's the next algebraic skill. It is collect like terms. So how would I get a 6x from the right-hand side onto the left-hand side? Now, the magic thing about equations is that if you do the same operation to both sides of the equation, both the left-hand side and the right-hand side, then the equation will still hold. So if we want to remove 6x from the right-hand side, we would have to subtract 6x from it. So let's subtract 6x from the right-hand side. And because we have to do the same thing on both sides of the equation, we also have to subtract 6x from the left-hand side. And we then just apply that. So 12x minus 6x is going to be 6x. We've still got plus 8. And on the right-hand side, we've got 6x minus 6x, which is 0, and that leaves us with minus 6. So we've got the x's together on the left-hand side, but we haven't yet got the numbers together. So we haven't quite finished collecting like terms yet. So how are we going to get the plus 8 that's on the left-hand side? How are we going to remove that from the left-hand side and move it to the right-hand side? So the only way we can do that is we have to subtract 8 from both sides. So let's subtract 8 from the left-hand side and subtract 8 from the right-hand side, and let's see what that gives us. So we now have still got the 6x, plus 8 minus 8 is 0, so that's gone, equals minus 6 minus 8, which is minus 14. And now we have finished that second skill. We have collected like terms. Well, we're quite close. We haven't quite got x equals something, but we have got 6x equals something, which means we now have to try and get x as a single x rather than 6 of them. Now, how do you get 1x from 6x? Well, you have to divide by 6. So that means we're going to have to divide both sides by 6. So let's do that. Divide by 6 and divide by 6. So 6x divided by 6 is, hooray, a single x. And that equals minus 14 divided by 6, which is minus 14 over 6. Now, while this is a correct value, we've still got one more thing to do, and that is our final algebraic skill, which is simplify. So we still got some simplification. That's because minus 14 over 6 is not in its simplest form as a fraction. The reason for that is because there is a common factor of 2 in both 14 and 6. They both can be divided by 2. So minus 14 over 6 is the same as minus 7 times 2 divided by 3 times 2. And those 2's cancel. So we have the simplest form, and our final answer is x equals minus 7 divided by 3. We have solved for x. I'd like you to try now to do one on your own. And here's the problem. Let's solve for x. Where we have 3x plus 5 equals 25 minus x. Now use the skills we've talked about, removing brackets, collecting like terms, and simplifying to see if you can get that solution. Press pause, and when you've had a go, come back and I'll go through the answer and see if you got it right. Welcome back. I hope you were successful. Let's see how you did. So, first of all, let us remove the brackets. Multiplying everything in the brackets by 3 gives me 3x plus 3 times 5, which is 15, and that equals 25 minus x. So we've removed all the brackets. Let's now collect like terms. Now we want to get that minus x from the right-hand side onto the left-hand side. And how can we possibly do that? We have to add an x to make it 0. So let's add an x to this side, and we have to add an x to this side. And that means we have 3x plus x, which is 4x. We've still got our plus 15, equals 25 minus x plus x, which is 0. So now we have 4x plus 15 equals 25. Now we've still got to collect more terms. We've got to collect the numbers together. So we've got to get that plus 15 onto the right-hand side. And we do that by subtracting 15 from both sides, which gives us, still got the 4x, Plus 15 minus 15 is 0. And 25 minus 15 is 10. We're close, but we've got 4 x's, not 1. And to get 4 x's into 1x, we have to divide by 4. So let's divide by 4 on the left-hand side, divide by 4 on the right-hand side, and that will give us x equals 10 divided by 4, which isn't in its simplest form, because 2 goes into 10 5 times, and 2 goes into 4 2 times. So our final answer is x equals 5 divided by 2. Please add any comments below so I know what works and what can be improved. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel and keep up with the content that matters to you. Till next time, goodbye.